Police leave to be frozen for general election. Dato Sri Abdul Aziz lodges report over undersea tunnel allegations. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Leave for all police personnel has been frozen with immediate effect in view of the coming general election. This, according to Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, includes leave for domestic and overseas travel. Asked when the polls will be held, Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid remained coy but assured that the police force is about 99% ready. Several drills and exercises have been conducted nationwide, which will culminate in a drill to be held nationwide tomorrow.
Maka kesiapsiagaan ini mengambil kira waktu sebelum pembubaran, tarikh pembubaran hingga ke penambahan calon, hari penambahan calon sehingga ke waktu pengundian dan selanjutnya. Kita mempunyai kesiapsiagaan yang amat luar biasa berbanding dengan mana-mana PRU yang terdahulu kerana kita mahu menentukan bahawa pengundi-pengundi di seluruh negara merasa selamat. Kita telah melakukan tabletop exercise sepenuhnya. Kita melakukan body movement exercise dan kemuncak latihan ini kita akan adakan besok 3 bulan Mac di seluruh negara. Dan ini adalah bagi memastikan segala persiapan berada di tahap 100%.
Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also the Home Minister, told a press conference after his working visit to the Kuala Lumpur Police Headquarters today. Malaysian security agencies will continue to intensify efforts in combating biological threats following various incidents on the global stage. Deputy Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Nur Rashid Ibrahim said these agencies needed to be ready from all threats to national security, both foreign and domestic. Tan Sri Nur said Malaysia's policemen, firemen and medical officials should be better trained to respond immediately if the country comes under attack with biological weapons.
Kita nak pastikan bahawa responder, kita punya responder on the ground, seperti mana ambassador daripada Amerika Syarikat tadi, kita tak dapat jangka di mana akan berlaku, bila ia akan berlaku. So maka kita kena sentiasa bersedia.
He said this at the third installment of the Bio-Incident Response Investigation Training and Evaluation National Workshop today. Organized by the U.S. Defense Threat Reduction Agency's Cooperative Biological Engagement Program, the training included input from the Science and Technology Research Institute for Defense and representatives from the U.S. agencies, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Also present at the conclusion of the workshop was U.S. Ambassador to Malaysia, Kamala Shirin Lagdir, who said the close ties between the two countries would continue to be strengthened through such cooperation. UMNO Supreme Council member Dato Sri Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahim has lodged a police report regarding allegations that he received a bribe from Consortium Zenith Construction Sdn Bhd or CZC. He denied ever having any dealings with the company, the Special Purpose Vehicle or SPV of the Pulau Pinang Mega Project, or its Senior Executive Director Dato Zarul Ahmad Muhammad Zulkifli. Dato Sri Abdul Aziz, who is also Tabung Haji chairman, said he received a letter of demand from CZC's lawyers on Tuesday. After discussing with his lawyer, he had decided to make a police report and also urged the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC to conduct a thorough investigation.
Saya sebagai seorang ahli parlimen, saya seorang ahli majlis kerja tinggi, apatah lagi pengurusi tabung haji. Inilah salah satu cara untuk pihak-pihak yang tidak bertanggungjawab nak menyerang saya, bukan setakat secara peribadi, malah institusi. Sebab ada pemimpin-pemimpin pembangkang yang menyatakan bahawa pengurusi tabung haji telah mengambil duit rasuah ini. Jadi saya percaya pihak-pihak yang bertanggungjawab, pihak-pihak yang berwajib, khususnya SPRM akan siasat.
He said this after lodging his report at the Shah Alam Police District headquarters today. His lawyer, Datuk Sri Jahaberdin Muhammad Yunus, said the letter of demand was replied yesterday, stating that the allegations in the letter were fake, and CZC has been given 4 days to retract the allegations and to make an apology, failing which a legal action would be taken. 3 friends were called for their defense by the Aikro Magistrates Court for the possession of 52.8 kilograms of methamphetamine in February. The accused, Fizal Muhammad 32, Muhammad Shafi Zainal 35 and Nazrin Wazid 31 nodded their heads after the charge was read out in front of Magistrate Analia Kamarudin. No plea was entered by all 3 accused. The charge sheet indicates that all 3 had intended to distribute methamphetamine weighing 52.8 kilograms at a house at Taman Sri Mangga in Melaka around 2:30 a.m. on February the 17th. They were charged under Section 39B, subsection A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, punishable under Section 39B, subsection 2 of the same Act. S. Siva Sangari appeared for the prosecution while all 3 accused were not represented. The court set April 18th for remention amid finalizing the chemical report. A man pleaded not guilty at the Maran Magistrates Court today on 2 counts of allegedly deceiving a 50-year-old man into paying 11,500 ringgit for a fraudulent land deal 2 years ago. Muhammad Nordin Muhammad Yusuf, 41, was charged under Section 420 of the Penal Code, which carries a maximum 10-year jail sentence with caning and also a fine if found guilty. The payment was allegedly for administrative costs for the sale of his land in Termeloh, Pahang. Muhammad Nordin had allegedly convinced Salihuddin Ahmad Kadri to bank in 1,500 ringgit into his CIMB account in Maran on August 14th of 2016. The offence was repeated on August 19th, 2016, whereby Salihuddin paid him 10,000 ringgit in cash. Deputy Public Prosecutor Ahmad Salam Yusof presented a bail offer of 10,000 ringgit, given that the accused had 4 more similar cases in Temerloh involving other victims. National Legal Aid Foundation lawyer Radia Hanim Muhammad Naim appealed for the amount to be reduced on grounds that his client's mother and son were dependent on him. Nonetheless, Magistrate Nora Shafika Norida set bail at 10,000 ringgit with 1 surety and fixed a case mentioned for April the 2nd. Now, the body of a man who drowned while spearfishing with his friends in Ulu Tiram, Johor was found today. Johor Jaya Fire and Rescue Department Senior Officer Muhammad Sufian Muhammad Lis confirmed the body was found at Sungai Jalan Limau in Ulu Tiram. Muhammad Sufyan said the department received an emergency call at around 11:54 a.m. on Thursday and quickly dispatched a team of 15 personnel from the Terbrau station to the scene. They found that the body of the victim, identified as 38-year-old Clement Ana Apau, at around 2 a.m. today, stuck between rocks. Initial investigations revealed that the victim and his friend had gone to the riverbed to do some spearfishing at around 8 p.m. on Thursday. It was believed that the victim had drowned when he went into the deep side of the riverbed. The body has been brought to Sultan Ismail Hospital in Johor Bahru for post-mortem. Now, 14 students escaped a fire today at a room of a boys' hostel at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Tebedu in Serian, Sarawak, about 100 kilometers from Kuching. The fire only affected a first-floor room occupied by the 14 students at the 3-story hostel, which houses 286 students. 5 firefighters from Serian and 3 from Bunan Gegar were rushed to the school after the Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department was alerted at 6:55 a.m. The fire had been put out by the school authorities by the time the firefighters arrived at the location. No one was injured in the incident. The cause of the fire has yet to be determined. Coming up, Petronas to pay 19 billion ringgit dividend to government this year. That story in a moment. You're watching this on 2. Stay with us. Sri Najib Tun Razak today expressed his agreement in principle to make University Malaysia Sabah Hospital, or HUMS, a smart teaching hospital to upgrade the quality of medical education and health services in Sabah. Dato Sri Najib said the government would ensure that HUMS was turned into a smart teaching hospital in stages to ensure that it benefited the people in Sabah, especially medical students of the university.
Kita boleh jadikan hospital pengajar ini sebagai satu iconic project, menguntungkan rakyat, bukan saja pelajar, menguntungkan rakyat, boleh bagi perkhidmatan, perubatan dengan kosnya yang paling minima.
He said this when launching the HUMS development project in Kota Kinabalu today. Dato Sri Najib said the provision and access to quality medical and health services for the people had placed Malaysia amongst the best 5 countries in the world in terms of health services by an international body on January the 29th. HUMS will also be equipped with the latest digital technology, including digital medical records, as well as the integration of medical equipment and non-medical equipment, smart classrooms, and an examination hall. Meanwhile, in his latest blog post, Dato Sri Najib said the People's Housing Programme, or PPR, is one of the country's biggest successes, having completed 83,000 of the housing units through 120 PPR projects. This, the Premier said, bears testament to the federal government's ability in providing for the people, unlike the opposition, who have many times failed to do so. According to the Premier, a total of 6 billion ringgit had been allocated to enable the people to own PPR homes at 35,000 ringgit per unit in Peninsular Malaysia, while for East Malaysians, each unit will cost 42,000 ringgit. Despite being sold far lower than the market price, the quality of PPR homes is similar to those built by private developers. Dato Sri Najib added that more applications will be open for PPR homes, namely at the PPR Kepong, PPR Mukim Naga in Kubang Pasu, Kedah, PPR Kota Baru in Kelantan, and PPR Kampung Tok Subuh in Pulau Pinang. The people are advised to apply for the affordable housing as it is their right. Petroleum Nasional Berhad, or Petronas, has committed to pay 19 billion ringgit in dividends to the government for 2018, higher than 16 billion ringgit in 2017. President Chief Executive Officer Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin said Petronas has allocated 55 billion ringgit for capital expenditure, or CAPEX, compared with last year's 44.5 billion ringgit.
In terms of dividend for 2017, it was 16 billion ringgit was paid to the government. For 2018, we have committed 19 billion ringgit up from 16.
At a media briefing on the company's 2017 financial performance today, Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli said Petronas' continued drive for higher productivity and operational excellence have placed the group in a stronger position to execute its long-term strategy. For the financial year ended December 31st, 2017, net profit surged by 91.2% to 45.4 billion ringgit compared to 23.8 billion ringgit in 2016. Revenue increased by 14.6% to 223.6 billion ringgit against last year's 195.1 billion ringgit. The strong results were attributed to higher average realized selling price recorded for major products, coupled with the effect of the weaker ringgit against the US dollar. The 14th general election will not affect Malaysia's market sentiments or economic environment. Second Finance Minister Dato Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said the economy had performed well in 2017, recording a 5.9% growth in the country's gross domestic product. Now, speaking at the launch of Takaful Malaysia's digital platform, Click for Cover today, Dato Sri Johari said Malaysia's export value had also recorded a double-digit increase in 2017.
Inflow the entire 2017, and for 2018 it's still too early for us to see anything, but so far I think the momentum still is positive. Export still very good growth, so I see no any negative sentiment toward the economy of our country.
Predictions by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank that global economy will continue to strengthen would also benefit Malaysia's open economy. US President Donald Trump's controversial decision to slap tariffs on steel and aluminium imports sent Asian stocks plunging today as the move fueled fresh fears on a global trade war. Traders already on edge owing to worries about rising interest rates followed their US counterparts in heading to the hills after the president imposed levies on the commodities as part of his America First policy. The news, which was even opposed by elements inside the White House, was met with anger from key allies including the EU and Canada. China has previously warned it would be forced to act should Trump push through such measures. The tycoon had campaigned on a protectionist platform, saying the US was being taken advantage of by other countries and promised to throw up barriers to protect jobs at home. And analysts said there could be more to come. Wall Street's three main indices ended sharply down for a third day, and those losses filtered through to Asia, where Tokyo ended 2.5% down, while Hong Kong sank 1.5% and Seoul was 1% off. Shanghai shed 0.6%, while Sydney and Singapore each gave up 0.8%. Wellington, Manila, Taipei and Jakarta were also well down. Dozens of new political parties register in run-up to Thai poll that track cyclist Azizul Hasni Awang and shot putter Zizat Zulkifli have been named as the best athlete and best Paralympian respectively by the Sports Writers Association of Malaysia, or SAM. The awards were presented by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi at the 2017 SAM 100 Plus Awards presentation ceremony in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Azizul Hasni and Zia could not attend the ceremony as they were competing as well as training overseas. The 30-year-old cyclist from Dungun Terengganu, fondly known as the Pocket Rocket Man, won the Best Athlete Award from SAM for the second time, with the first in 2009. Azizul Hasni, who won the Kirin Gold Medal at the UCI World Track Championship in Hong Kong last April, is currently in Apeldoorn, Netherlands. Ziad, meanwhile, is undergoing intensive training in Leipzig, Germany, in preparation for the World Para Grand Prix in Dubai on March the 13th until the 16th. The T20 learning disability athlete claimed a new world record at the Para World Games in London. At the ceremony, SAM also honoured Olympic Council of Malaysia President Tunku Tan Sri Imran Tuanku Jaafar for his contributions to the development of sports in the country. Meanwhile, RTM's sports reporter Siti Aisha Bazli won SAM's Best Motorsports Report for 2017 with her report entitled F1 Finale. Siti Aisha and cameraman Sharunizam Mofid outbeat four other contenders for the category to take home 3,000 ringgit and a trophy. Other categories in the awards included Best News Reporting for Print Media, Best News Review for Electronic Media, Best Special Report, and Best Sports Photography. The Siebel Award, which is the highest recognition for sports journalists, was won by Astro Arena. Aziz lodges report over undersea tunnel allegations. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Adrian Seed. On behalf of the news team, it's Chap Gome today, ending the last day of Chinese New Year. 恭喜发财，新年快乐. Good night.